Hi, today I present you an overused tier battle against Marky, so let's start with it. I started with Snorlax, since Snorlax is the second generation's god. I went with Curse, predicting a switch, but he didn't switch it out, and he just hit me Thunder Wave, so my Snorlax got paralyzed. I went with Curse again. He just hit me Thunder. What a good accuracy. Here's another one more time. He got barred because of my Snorlax curses, so he switched it out into his golem. My Snorlax just rest and became healthy. Next that I went with Sleep Tall, since I couldn't do another thing. He sent out his cloister. He put the spikes on the ground. I hit him with Body Slam and he got paralyzed. So I went with Body Slam another one more time. He switched it out into his golem again. I went with Body Slam, critical hit, but he didn't get paralyzed. He just hit me hard quick. I went with Body Slam another one more time, and yeah, this time his golem got paralyzed. I went with Body Slam, predicting a switch, but he didn't switch out. He just hit me Explosion, since he couldn't do another thing. But my Snorlax could resist to his attack. So I went with Rest, because I knew my Snorlax was going to resist his Cross Chop. So I just rest, and my Snorlax recovered all of his health. I went with Body Slam, and yeah, critical hit, and his Machamp was defeated. He sent out his Blizzy. I went with Sleep Tall. He just hit me a Curse. I just said Sleep Talk, and my Snorlax just said rest, so he became healthy. I went with Sleep Talk again. He just hit me Curse. I went with Sleep Talk again. He just said Curse again. Sleep Talk another one more time. My Snorlax went with Body Slam. I went with Curse as well as he did. And Curse another one more time. He just said Curse as well. I went with Body Slam, trying to paralyze his Blizzy. He just hit me double edge. I went with Body Slam. Body Slam again. And yeah, this time his Blizzy got paralyzed. He just hit me counter. But it wasn't strong enough to defeat my Snorlax, so I went with Rest, since I was going to attack first because of his Blizzy's paralysis. But he just said rest, and she recovered all of her health. So I sent out my Misdreavus, trying to trap some of his Pokémon. I just had me look. His Cloister got trapped. I just had Parry Song. He just had me climb, but it failed. So I went with a track, since his Cloister was male and my Misdreavus was female. He just had me climb and my Misdreavus got trapped. So I went with Protect. He was very paralyzed, but my Misdreavus was trapped by Claim, so I couldn't switch out. I went with Protect again. He just had Explosion. It failed against my Misdreavus, since Misdreavus is Ghost type. but since I killed and switched out, my mischievous fell as well. I sent out my Machamp, my douchebag, the strongest one. He sent out his Nidoking. I went with Cures. And yeah, I went with Hate Quick, but he just had me level case and my Machamp was asleep. I sent out my Snorlax. He switched out into his Zapdos. I went with Sleep Talk. He switched out into his Blissey. I went with Sleep Talk, like just said Cures. I went with Sleep Talk again. My Snorlax just said Body Slam, but since his Blissey was asleep, his Blissey couldn't be paralyzed. He just said Cures as well. I went with Body Slam. It wasn't strong enough like to defeat his Blissey, so his Blissey just rest and she became healthy. So I went with Body Slam, since I couldn't do another thing against her. Cures again, he switched out into his Zapdos. I went with Cures. I went with Body Slam, trying to paralyze his Zapdos, but his Zapdos paralyzed my Snorlax by just saying Thunder Wave. He just sent me Thunder. What a good accuracy. I went with Body Slam and my Snorlax defeated his Zapdos. He sent out his Nidoking. I went with Rest. He just sent me Head Quick. My Snorlax just rest and became healthy. I went with Sleep Talk, but he fled. So I hope you have enjoyed this match as much I did while I was playing it. See you around.